What if the reason you feel tired all the time has nothing to do with sleep? What if your mind is exhausted, even when your body isn't? Emotional exhaustion doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, one disappointment at a time, one stressful day at a time, one thing you kept silent about, one thing you pretended didn't hurt, until eventually you stop feeling like yourself. And the worst part is, most people don't realize it's happening. So in this video, we're going to talk about 7 signs you're emotionally exhausted and why your mind may be asking for help before it completely shuts down. The first sign of emotional exhaustion is constant tiredness. Not normal tiredness, the kind of tiredness sleep doesn't fix. You wake up exhausted. Simple tasks feel heavy. Even replying to messages feels like work. And people around you may think you're lazy. But emotional exhaustion drains your nervous system. Your brain stays in survival mode for so long that eventually it runs out of energy. Psychologists call this chronic emotional stress. And when your mind constantly processes anxiety, pressure, overthinking, sadness, or emotional pain, your body starts reacting too. That's why emotional exhaustion often shows up physically. Headaches, brain fog, body fatigue, lack of motivation, difficulty concentrating. Your mind is overloaded, and eventually it slows everything down to protect itself. Second sign is when small things suddenly feel unbearable. A simple text irritates you. A minor inconvenience ruins your entire mood. You feel emotionally fragile, even though you used to handle much more. Why? Because emotional exhaustion lowers your emotional tolerance. Think of your mind like a phone battery. When it's fully charged, you can handle stress. But when you're emotionally drained, even tiny things feel overwhelming. And sometimes people blame themselves for this. They think, why am I being so sensitive? But sensitivity is often a sign of overload. Your nervous system is already carrying too much. So even small stress feels massive. The third sign is emotional withdrawal. You stop replying as much, you cancel plans, you isolate yourself, not because you hate people, but because interacting feels exhausting. Emotionally exhausted people often don't have energy left for connection. Even conversations can feel draining. And over time, you may stop explaining yourself completely. You disappear quietly, not for attention, but because your mind is trying to recover in silence. The problem is, isolation can temporarily feel safe, but too much of it can make emotional exhaustion even worse. Humans need emotional connection, but when someone is overwhelmed for so long, they stop reaching out, not because they don't care, because they're emotionally numb. One of the most dangerous signs of emotional exhaustion is numbness. You stop reacting the way you used to. Things that once made you excited don't anymore. Things that once hurt deeply barely affect you now. You feel disconnected from yourself, and sometimes you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. This happens because the brain can only handle so much emotional stress before it starts shutting emotions down. It's a defense mechanism. Your mind isn't trying to destroy you, it's trying to protect you from emotional overload. But numbness can feel terrifying because you start wondering, why don't I feel anything anymore? And often, the answer is exhaustion. Not weakness, not failure, exhaustion. The sign is constant overthinking. Your brain never fully relaxes. You replay conversations, analyze every situation, worry about things that haven't happened, and even when nothing is wrong, your mind searches for something to stress about. Why? Because emotionally exhausted brains become hyper-alert. Your nervous system starts expecting danger. So your brain keeps scanning for problems, trying to protect you. But instead of protecting you, it traps you in mental exhaustion. And the scary part is, overthinking feels productive, but most of the time, it's just anxiety repeating itself in different forms. The sixth sign is losing interest in life. Things you once enjoyed feel empty now. Music doesn't hit the same. Your hobbies feel pointless. You stop feeling present. This is one of the clearest signs that emotional exhaustion is affecting your mental health. Because joy requires emotional energy too. And when your mind is in survival mode, pleasure becomes harder to feel. That's why emotionally exhausted people often start doing everything on autopilot. Wake up, scroll, distract yourself, sleep, repeat. Not because they're lazy, but because they're mentally drained. Final sign is when life stops feeling meaningful and starts feeling like survival. You're not really living, you're just getting through the day, one task at a time, one distraction at a time, one more exhausting day at a time. And eventually, you forget what peace even feels like. This is what emotional exhaustion does. It disconnects you from joy, clarity, motivation, and even yourself. And many people stay stuck here for years because they think this is normal adulthood. But constantly feeling emotionally drained is not something you should ignore. Your mind is asking for rest, not just physical rest, emotional rest. If you related to these signs, this is your reminder that you are not weak, you are not broken, and you are not failing at life. You may simply be carrying too much for too long. Emotional exhaustion happens when a person spends so much time surviving that they forget how to feel safe. So start being gentler with yourself. Rest without guilt. Stop forcing yourself to be okay all the time. And remember this, healing doesn't always begin with productivity. Sometimes healing begins when your mind finally feels safe enough to breathe again. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, consider subscribing to Mind Decode, because understanding your mind is the first step towards healing it.